Good morning, guys, and welcome to day one of Vlogmas.
We'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if it's slow.
Okay, first of all, how cool is that intro? I did not make it myself. I went on, I think, Fiverr about a month ago when I was debating whether or not I even wanted to do Vlogmas. And I was like, all right, it's just 20 bucks. I use this person. If it comes out awful, whatever. She sent it back. In that moment, I was like, I'm doing Vlogmas. Like, I must use this intro. I love it so much. She did such a good job. As we speak, I look like a wreck. I seriously have not washed my face. I have not brushed my hair. I sprang out of bed and I grabbed my camera, and actually, I'm lying. I didn't spring out of bed, and I'm definitely excited for today, don't get me wrong, but I'm like not as excited as I imagined because I'm in kind of a lot of pain right now due to a medical procedure gone slightly wrong yesterday. I mean, I honestly, I'll get into that in a second. I think I'm in pain. Like, I think that was part of the plan, but things didn't go right during the procedure. I'm also getting a beauty procedure done today, my very first one. It's a lot, but first I need to like shower and well, actually I'm not even getting ready, but just get clean.
Making our Christmas memories.
Welcome to my new kitchen for the next month. For those of you who are new here, I don't live here, unfortunately. I'm staying in an Airbnb in St. Petersburg, Florida. It is insane. I'll show you more around, especially throughout the month. And then after this, I'm going back home to Long Island, New York for the holidays. And then after that, that is when Zach and I need to figure out what we are doing with our lives because we have no plans after that. It's kind of crazy, but we'll talk about that in a future vlog. Right about now, I would be getting ready to just pour an average cup of joe, a cup of coffee. I've been doing coffee in the mornings, matcha in the afternoons, and I really wanted to spice things up this Vlogmas season, and I'm so excited because I got an advent calendar, but not just any advent calendar. This is one I have never tried before. The Keurig 24 cups of cheer. I am so excited. Are you ready for the big reveal? Oh, this is so cool. So last year I did the Nespresso advent calendar because back at home in Cincinnati, we had a Nespresso. We still do in storage, but I realized this Airbnb has a Keurig. You can probably see right there. And so this is gonna be so much fun. And by the way I do my Vlogmas, it's actually November 30th right now. I film the day before, and I like starting Vlogmas day one for you guys on December 1st. So it's a little weird for me. I'm opening the 1st on November 30th, but it's all so that it's more in sync for you guys. And also, I noticed a lot of people throughout this past month have been talking about pre-filming Vlogmas content. I considered it just because it obviously makes things less overwhelming, but I feel like that defeats the whole purpose of Vlogmas. Like, it's about seeing my life now, in present day, every day, watching a vlog and knowing, wow, this is literally what Clancy did yesterday. So I don't know, I didn't pre-film anything, which is a little bit scary, but we're in it together. Let us see what they had in store for day one. Yay, a holiday blend. That's the thing, Nespresso last year didn't really do holiday blends, which is kind of annoying. Like, I want to enjoy the holidays. This is the Green Mountain Seasonal Favorites Holiday Blend.
Making our Christmas memories.
I'm gonna wait for this to cool off a little bit, but while we do, I think we need to make a trip to the bathroom. Hello, Zach.
Hi, bathroom.
What? That doesn't even make sense. To talk about my nightmare of a day yesterday. Because let me tell you guys, it was a nightmare. Oh, my bad. That I'm still living. I decided we're gonna do some skincare while I chat. But as you guys know, I've been dealing with shoulder pain for the longest time. It's not like an acute injury, I guess you would say. Like, it's a long-term injury that I guess started in high school playing softball. And since then, I've just had on and off shoulder problems where I'll be working out and then I have to stop because it hurts. And then I did hurt it really badly at burn boot camp 2 months ago, like where I felt a sharp, like, whoa, and I literally could not use it. So anyway, I decided to finally try to get some answers. I've been putting this off, and I went to the doctor, and I was so hopeful when I left that appointment, just thinking this guy's going to help me, like he's going to get the answers. And he decided to order an arthrogram MRI. When he said this, I didn't think much of it. I've gotten an MRI before. I'm not claustrophobic. I don't really care about the whole MRI thing. What I wasn't really thinking of was the arthrogram part of it, which what that means is they're going to inject a contrast into your shoulder that is essentially going to light up the part that they're looking for. Without this contrast, they can't see the tear for whatever reason. The contrast really helps them be able to see the tear. In this specific instance, it's a labrum that he thinks I tore. So I kind of just thought, oh, okay, that's fine. Like I get B12 shots all the time, just like a quick boop, and then you're good. A few days go by and my mom sends me a video being like, see, like arthrogram is easy, like no big deal. Meanwhile, I was like, why is she sending this to me? Because I'm not worried at all. Click the video. I'm one of those people, before I even watch a video, I go to the comments. I just want to see what's going on. Go to the comments. Wish I never read these comments. Honestly, it didn't even make that big of a difference, but all of the comments are talking about how painful this was. That was the worst sensation they ever felt. They never want to do this again. Awful. I mean, I read 4 and then I closed it off. One thing I have to say I'm good at, and I feel like this is why I can do YouTube, I don't read comments that like make me feel sad, uncomfortable, or scared. That goes for this instance, that goes for hateful comments online. Like I just don't absorb it, I guess. I don't know. I'm glad I'm like that though, because I feel like otherwise you wouldn't be able to do YouTube. So anyway, I'm really not thinking much of it. And then finally the day came for me to get the arthrogram MRI. It was yesterday, and as I was walking into the hospital, I was thinking, okay, actually I'm getting a little nervous because those comments were coming back into my mind and I hadn't done any other research because I thought it would just like upset me or scare me. But I'm like, okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Then the time comes for me to go into the injection room. I truly thought, because I also didn't watch the video, I truly thought they just go boop and then we're good to go. But no, I had to lay on the, like, you know, exam table. And then all of a sudden this doctor comes barging in a rush because he said another thing got held up, like another procedure, and he really wanted to squeeze this one in. I really think that's where we went wrong. There was a time element to this that should not have been there. I don't know. I really don't blame the doctor for what happened next, but so I lay down on the table, and then the next thing you know, it's like 10, 12 people in the room. We've got residents who are watching and learning and getting their training done. A whole bunch of nurses who are running around, each doing a separate thing. This machine goes over my shoulder, which I wasn't expecting. It was an x-ray. Because I didn't know what an arthrogram was. They use the x-ray to guide them to see where to put the needle. It's a very exact science. And yes, it is possible to mess it up, which I had no idea about. So I'm laying on the table, and that's when I start to get like, okay, I'm actually like really nervous right now with all these people in this room watching me. I'm in my little like, you know, what's it called? Like the cape thing, I don't know, the robe. And then the doctor starts mixing all of these concoctions, and he's saying it out loud like, 6 milligrams, 25 gauge needle. And he's teaching these residents, and he starts talking about patient discomfort because he's teaching them. And he keeps mentioning the patient will feel discomfort, the patient will feel discomfort later, discomfort, discomfort, discomfort. And I'm not thinking much. And then I realized, oh my gosh, patient discomfort is medical lingo for pain, searing hot pain. And that's when I started freaking. I literally was laying there. I was actually considering sitting up and telling them, never mind, I can't do this. Like my heart started racing. I do have like, I've talked about it before, I have like medical anxiety in general ever since I almost died because of a nut allergy. Like, so ever since then, going to the doctor or hospital is just very scary for me. It just is. And it wasn't like that before. So I'm freaking, but I'm like, I just gotta like lay here and do this. He puts in the first needle, which was a very big stinging pain pinch. It was lidocaine, which is going to numb the area he needs to work in, because little did I know, this is known as a painful procedure. Meanwhile, I am holding a like protein bottle because they wanted me to like tense my shoulder to reveal whatever needs to be revealed. I don't know, I needed to tense my shoulder. So I'm holding this protein bottle. The doctor puts in the first real needle, and he's telling the residents that this is just a test to see if he's in the right place. It just was not a good feeling. I can't explain it. It's not just like, because I get B12 shots, it's not just something piercing into your skin. It's something piercing into these inner things that are going on in your shoulder. And by the way, I still have my Band-Aid on. It's here. Like, that's such a painful area. I thought it was going to be like here, but it was here. And so he puts it in and he says, this is a test. And then he quickly realizes it didn't go in the right spot. Do you know what that means for me? He needs to try again and again and again. I don't know how many times he tried. It wasn't that many, but it was certainly many times. And then he started getting frustrated. You can very much so tell. Not with himself. Well, I guess he was frustrated with himself, but what he kept saying was, it was my anatomy. That was the reason he couldn't do this. He kept saying, he kept like muttering like something about your anatomy. And I'm just sitting, I'm like laying there in pain. And I'm like, I don't know, what do you want me to do? Get a new anatomy? I would kill for a new anatomy because I'm here because my shoulder has been hurting for years. So anyway, he keeps talking about that. And then he starts saying, you have such shallow shoulders. I thought he was like kidding. I don't know what a shallow shoulder is. So the first time I laughed out loud. And then he was getting angry and he kept saying I had shallow shoulders.
Your shoulders are so shallow.
And I just didn't say anything because I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do about these shallow shoulders, man. I didn't even know I had them. So at this point, he's pretty frustrated and he decides that I need to be holding something heavier to like pop my muscle thing more or like tense it, whatever. And all of the, like, I told you there were so many people in the room. They all start like running around trying to find something heavier. One of them comes up with like, you know, like the thing you put over your body for an x-ray, and the doctor's like,
that's too heavy.
Then they get a sandbag. Guys, I don't know how many pounds the sandbag is, but imagine you're just like this, holding it. I thought my arm was going to fall off my body, but the doctor was already frustrated, so I didn't want to say, I can't carry this or hold it, so I just let it rock as I'm like, you're literally like, you're about to die just because of this. Meanwhile, he keeps putting the thing in and it just was a lot of pain. I know there was lidocaine, but it was like this awful pressure. It felt like he was like internally punching me. It was just the weirdest feeling. And I guess, listen, I wasn't like an unruly patient, okay? But when you're in that much like pain, I like kind of was like going like that a little. I wasn't making a noise, but then he was like, I can tell you are wincing. And I was like, yeah, no worries though, no problem. And like, that's when he was like, we're just gonna have to put the contrast in, because all of these needles were just seeing where they could put the contrast. He couldn't find the right spot. And he said, look, I'm just gonna have to put the contrast in and just hope we get something. AKA, so basically what he said is, it's going to go into some parts of my shoulder he wants, some parts he doesn't want, and then parts of the shoulder he wants will have no contrast. AKA, if I have a tear in that part, there's no way to see it. So I was just like, fine, do it. This is just get me out of here. And it just was a miserable experience. And I'm really upset because I thought I was finally getting answers. Like, I've been wanting answers for so long. And now because the procedure didn't go right, I have no answers and I'm in so much pain. Guys, when I looked at the little cart thing at the end, there were all of these like paper towels with blood on them. I mean, the shots are obviously so small. I did uncover the Band-Aid just to look. It's kind of gross. Like, I guess because it was going in so many times and it was a thicker needle than I'm used to, like, it just was not good. And then what I didn't realize is I had lidocaine, so it was actually numb somehow. Even though I was feeling pain, it was so much less. Yesterday, a couple hours later, that's when all the pain hit. And then I started Googling it, and like, I'm glad I didn't Google this before. Everyone was talking about how this is the most painful procedure they've ever had done. Meanwhile, by the way, we are lucky if this is the most pain we've felt. People have had very painful things. But guys, if you Google arthrogram MRI on Reddit or wherever, people are talking about how this is like the worst thing that ever happened to them. I wouldn't go so far as to say that, certainly not at all, but like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful I didn't Google this. Like, some people were talking about how it took weeks for the pain to go away, which I'm just like upset because obviously I have a bad shoulder and now my shoulder is even worse. Like, I didn't mention it, but when I was opening that coffee, like, you use your shoulder for everything. Making the bed hurts, but I'm not gonna not use it. Like, I need my shoulder. Time to try the coffee. By the way, I love this mug. Mermaids are born in October. Not relatable, but it's okay. I mean, it tastes really good, but I don't get like a holiday taste to it, but it just tastes like normal black coffee. And honestly, that's some good black coffee. I realized, by the way, I like my coffee black. I tried so hard to branch out and get soy milk or oat milk. Can't do almond because of my allergy. I can only have a few sips every time. It's so disgusting to me. Black coffee, I just love how bitter it is. I even tried adding Truvia. Disgusting, because I just like the bitterness. I don't know. I shouldn't even show my look today because I know how much hate I'm going to get. Everyone hates when I wear these t-shirt dresses. Guys, they're just so comfy. I can't help it. And we've got a lot of fun things on the agenda. So the first thing is really not that interesting. I'm just going to get a pair of toenail clippers because I have a jagged toenail anyway. Second thing, I'm getting my very first cosmetic procedure done ever. And I'm getting, drumroll please, a lash lift, which Zach, we're gonna get his views on this, is not really on board for this. For those of you who don't know, it basically is just like a permanent lash curl. They use chemicals to permanently curl up your lashes. I had a nail tech person tell me, actually exactly a year ago, what is it with like the people who do my nails who are just way too brutally honest? I always get them telling me I have things wrong with me. Anyway, she was just looking at me and she's like, oh, like your eyelashes, like they're long, which they're not, but she said that. They're like long, but they're so straight. And I was like, okay. And she told me a lash lift could help that. This isn't why I'm doing it, by the way. That is just a memory I had. It's interesting how we all have things we're self-conscious about. Not a big deal, but something where I'm like, oh, I kind of wish this was different, is I have kind of small eyes. Like, they're not that small, but you know when you see those, I don't know, those like people who have like those doe eyes, they call it. I've always wanted that, never have had it, obviously. And I feel like by getting like my lashes curled up, it'll kind of like give an effect. I don't know. I personally have never had the desire to get lip injections. I just haven't. And I feel like it went viral, it went crazy when you saw that picture of Kylie Jenner, like the before and after of her getting the lip injections, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, like this is the cure, or like the way to like look beautiful. But here's the thing, she had so many other things done as well as the lip injections, you know, like her whole face changed. It wasn't just the lip injections. I've had people before, like that I follow on social media, they get a nose job and they look so good, so good. And then suddenly I'm like, oh my gosh, like should I get a nose job? Like I've seriously thought that. Meanwhile, I've never really been self-conscious of my nose. Like just because not that they needed a nose job, but just because a nose job was right for them, doesn't mean it's right for me. I just arrived at Walgreens. It was a super quick trip. But yeah, like I don't want to fall into the trap of getting all caught up in things. I almost think not having like a crazy amount of money is a blessing, because I think it's really easy to just be like Botox here and this and that. And I feel like our parents' generation was too not accepting of these things. Like, what, you got Botox? Oh my gosh. But then I think we are currently in this awful place where our generation, like my generation, is just overboard. Like it's just absolutely overboard. You have 23-year-olds who are getting Botox. What the heck? And I know they say like, oh, it's preventative. What do you even mean by that? What, like 23? No, I don't know. I mean, do you, if you have the money, whatever, and it looks great, you're good. But it's just, I feel like it is getting out of hand. And one thing I do want to note, my biggest pet peeve is when people, I've seen like post like no makeup selfie on Instagram or wherever it might be, but yet they have their eyebrows microbladed, they have lash extensions, they have like tinted whatever on. It's like, is it really makeup free? I understand you didn't wake up and do your makeup this morning, but you have so much artificial stuff going on. It's not natural. And oh, I didn't even mention the worst part. So I actually am a little nervous about this, because my mom, if you guys remember, had a horrible reaction to getting lash extensions last year. It was when we were going to Miami. It was awful. Like when I met her at the airport, I was 5 feet away from her and she couldn't recognize me. Her eyes were like all like shut and like it was not good. She obviously got them removed, but like it was still like hurting her eyes. And so I'm a little nervous about that. I'm not getting lash extensions. I don't want that. I heard they like make your lashes fall out, and I just don't want that. But I'm worried about these chemicals. The goods have been acquired and Zach is a little bit judgy about the endeavor I'm about to embark on, maybe even jealous, possibly, that I'm about to come out looking like a star.
I'm not judgy or jealous. I just think $70 for something that's gonna last like 5 days is a little silly, especially when could use $70, but I guess that'll do.
Zach thinks my toenails are nasty. They're not. It's just one jab.
You could spend $70 on your feet easily, and said you buy this for $5 and go do a temporary fix on your lashes.
But don't you see? Oh, you're gonna see the results and you're gonna love it.
We'll find out.
And I was saying, wouldn't you rather I do this than like something crazy drastic?
That's the worst thing. It's like, wouldn't you rather I smoke cigarettes and kill somebody? It's like, that's the worst logic someone can use.
Nikki and I decided to come to Fresh Kitchen before the big moment. Take a look at her lashes, or are they even there? That's what we have said. We're gonna talk in the car, but first we're going to eat. This place is so freaking good, by the way, guys. I got chicken, sweet potato, spinach, and broccoli, and rice, and did I say spinach? All right, we are parked outside the eyelash place. You know, I was about to say eyebrow. She keeps thinking we're getting our eyebrows lifted.
Same thing.
We're outside the eyelash place. How are you feeling?
Scared.
A little worried? You've gotten some bad reviews from people. Not at this place, but just people who thought it was bad.
That they want it to stay straight up. I need this.
The whole reason I'm doing this, by the way, we were sitting at dinner the other night and you just brought it up and I'm like, you know what? That is something I've been dying to do.
Me too. Healthier than extensions.
Okay,
I
so
think.
she did the extensions and it wasn't good.
No, I lost a lot of
What is
lashes and they're stubby.
And by the way, Nikki, give a little intro as to like what you were doing here in St. Petersburg, Florida.
So I am a travel nurse. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. And we met Zach and Clancy at a wedding in Boston. And now I'm unemployed because I'm done with my contract and trying to get them lashes.
This is my before. Give it a little. Guys, we have the results. Take a nice little close-up look at those lashes.
Betty Boop.
So obviously it's very natural, which is what we wanted. We want natural. We also did go for the goal with the tint, which we...
They didn't really give us an option, but we went with it.
There was no option. Actually, she just told us we were getting them. We were like, okay, perfect, anything. Oh my gosh.
There's an ant up there.
Guys! Okay, tell them what is happening.
So I left some granola from Trader Joe's in my car, and now I have a slight ant infestation.
They're literally everywhere.
Dude.
Wait, just show it. Show the
Okay,
vlog.
sorry.
They're literally everywhere.
I need to clean out my car, but that's irrelevant. Look at my lashes.
Yeah, all that matters is that she has great lashes. All right, what is your reaction?
I can't believe it was only 70 bucks. You should have been doing this sooner.
Really? You love it?
It's crazy. Maybe can I go get mine done?
Well, this is so annoying. Look, boys, look at Zach's eyelashes. Very curly, long ones. But do you like them? Do you notice a difference at all?
I mean, the second I do, yeah, I think you're just gonna shower and it's gonna look the same after that, but...
Wow, I just looked out here and it seriously looks like a picture because there's about to be a storm. I was gonna go on a walk, but I guess I'll just be lazy instead. But it looks so beautiful out here and we often see dolphins like right there. It's crazy. Like we've seen them literally right there. I don't know how they can even swim in such shallow water. That will never get old. And now it is time for my favorite part of this place. We can even like change the colors too. Purple, you got a little white, red. I am not cool enough for this. I'm currently just in the office editing today's vlog, which is so weird with VLOGMAS. I have to remember to get into the rhythm of finishing these videos, you know what I mean? Like I'm so used to like, okay, film one day, film a little more the next day, and like no, like I have to get the thumbnail, everything. So I'm trying to figure out that, just like what I want to do with the thumbnails and all of that good stuff. It's really nice we do have this office because as much as I'm like, oh, Zach and I can just live in a 1-bedroom, we both work from home now. It's just so nice to have like my own separate space, especially when he's on work calls. I can still do my voiceovers. There's different things like that. It really makes a difference and it's making me realize, okay, I think moving forward, like we really need this second space, even if it was a second bedroom that you turn into an office, whatever it might be. But I just got back the MRI results, which this is what I knew was gonna happen. It basically says everything came back unremarkable is the word they use, which makes me feel so self-conscious, like I'm unremarkable. But then it does have a note that there was limited evaluation, like they weren't able to see everything. There was one thing, I don't know what this means, a type 1 acromial morphology with mild lateral and mild to moderate posterior. I don't even know. I really need the doctor to call me, but I don't know. I just know something's wrong with my shoulder and it's just at the point of frustration. Also, I seriously look like a hot mess. I am so excited to get my hair cut. So do you guys see these very short pieces I have? Not this one. This is breakage. I've showed you guys it before. When I first showed you it though, it was like up to here. So I'm very proud. It has grown a little. I want to get like my shortest layer when I get my hair cut, I think, to be this short. Like I'm getting a chop. Anyway, I hope you guys don't see me coming across as like all complaining with my shoulder thing, because as I'm going through these things, I am so cognizant of the fact that this is, you know, nothing compared to what so many people go through on a daily basis. It's nothing. It really isn't. But at the same time, it is something that I've been dealing with and it's very frustrating. It's just what I was telling the doctor, and like I almost got like emotional saying this. No, I'm not like debilitated at the sense like I can't, you know, walk, I can't go to the grocery store, not that, but I'm just not living life to my fullest potential. I'm not able to do the things I want to do. I'm not able to work out. I can barely lift anything. And he totally got it though. I mean, he was like, no, I get it. Like you want to be able to like live on your life to your fullest. And I'm like, yes. And this has been really getting in the way of things. So I don't know. I'm guessing the doctor is just going to recommend physical therapy and then we'll see. It's just, First of all, I don't want to have to go through another arthrogram. But second of all, it's expensive. Like, I don't have the money. Well, I guess obviously I do have the money, but like, I don't want to spend another 600 bucks. Obviously, it's just not ideal, but I'm going to finish editing the rest of this vlog, start planning what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm very excited about tomorrow because I think I know what I am going to be doing. And I'm just so excited for Vlogmas, guys. Get pumped. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already. We're going to have a lot of fun this month. I'm really excited. So anyway, I will talk to you later. I'll also report tomorrow how my lashes are doing and feeling. I can't shower tonight, which is a little weird because normally I take 2 showers a day, but whatever. We're just gonna be dirty. Okay, bye.